Hello, I'm Frankie Faison, actor and trustee of Luna Stage. Luna Stage, located right here in Montclair, came about in part because of the vision of 5 theaters. The Whole Theater Company, which lived right down the street, the Paper Mill Playhouse, the McCarter Theater, the George Street Playhouse, and the Shakespeare Theater of New Jersey. In 1981, these organizations got together to brainstorm, vent, and exchange ideas and resources. And from that first conversation, the New Jersey Theater Group, now the New Jersey Theater Alliance, was born.
Here's what I remember. Feeling like a nomad out in the desert trying to put things together here in New Brunswick we started George Street in 1974. I looked around at the other theaters, and Ed Martinson and Allison Harris, I think, were at McCarter at that time, and we said, hey, let's get together and figure out what we can do.
And what we're really doing is scrapping for our appropriate place in the cultural landscape.
I was thinking about how to use what they knew so my theater would run better.
Now when I come back and go to the Applause Awards and I see all of the joint marketing and the ticketing and all of the endeavors of the Theater Alliance, I'm just blown away.
As I understand it, it's now grown into a statewide organization which is the only one of its kind nationally.
Well, the Jubilee was incredible. It was extraordinary, and it was really a landmark in the Theater Alliance's history. It was started in 1987. It was from a grant from the State Arts Council, Governor Kane's administration, the divine Jane Bergio. It was their vision to have free outdoor theater in the parks in the summertime. It started at Liberty State Park. It was 4 weeks of free theater there, and then we expanded it in 88 and 89, 4 weeks at Liberty State Park and 4 weeks at Rutgers Camden. And it put the Theater Alliance on the map because I think it showed that we could pull off a huge event like that. It gave us unbelievable publicity and marketing, and it really brought the theater community together and worked together on that, as we did on so many projects and still do to this day. And I think it showed our funders too, especially the Arts Council, that we were able to really put something on that would give them great pride, and it was a source of great pride for us.
Now, since then, a larger chorus of theaters have joined in the conversation. And now the New Jersey Theater Alliance has 32 members from Cape May to Sussex County, including 2 Tony Award winners, the McCarter Theater Center and Crossroads Theater Company.
So it was actually at a meeting with the Geraldine R. Dodge Foundation, and Scott McVeigh, who was the then executive director, and Valerie Peed, program officer, said, we're funding this new little organization called the New Jersey Theater Group, as it was known at the time. And I think there might be mutual benefit in joining. Would you consider joining that organization? Because you seem to have the same objectives and mission, which was to broaden the image and the attendance at theater in New Jersey. So we did, and they were right.
Once the Growing Stage reached a point where we wanted to take ourselves to another level, we looked for resources in order to be able to achieve that. One of the first things that we found, luckily, was the New Jersey Theater Group, as it was called at the time, and became an associate member, and that helped us tremendously as we continued to reach higher and higher as far as our own dreams in becoming a professional theater here in the state of New Jersey.
I had tried for, a couple of years to get something going, and I was getting nowhere. So somebody told me that there was this organization and that there was a Laura Aden whom I called, and she said, well, come over. So I went looking for her house and finally found her up in North Jersey, wherever. And we had an interview down in her basement, and she gave me this and that, and I said, well, that's very good. I said, I still don't think I can make this thing go. She says, of course you can't. You need a mentor. So I said, well, can you get me one of those? She said, sure. And following weekend, a Saturday morning, there was a knock at our door. I opened the door, and the guy said, are you Bob Recknitz? I said, yeah. He said, well, I'm your mentor.
Lori Aiden, who was the executive director back then, was there for us our very first day when we had to do a press conference, helping us get the lay of the land, was extraordinarily helpful in leading us to people and pieces of information that we would need to survive because we were taking over a theater that was in a very precarious state. The moral support was just massive. And I do sincerely believe that without the Theater Alliance, we might not have had such a successful first year here.
It was the support of the audience, the intelligence and openness of the audience, and the great financial support both of the government, individuals, foundations, and corporations in the state. I thought this is a place where really good theater can thrive.
When Dodge gives seed money, like it did in 1980, it's hoping that there's a need that it will be met, and then you sort of see what happens, and we can see what has happened now 25 years later. Yeah. People talk about community all the time, and I've heard that phrase arts community frequently, and I think the reason to fund and continue to fund the Theater Alliance is that it's at the center of that. I mean, it actually has created a community.
When I am among my colleagues nationally and we talk about this aspect of New Jersey, and particularly the Theater Alliance, their jaws drop in amazement, in awe, and envy at the actuality that it can actually happen when you have a service organization that is that dedicated and that well organized. So we're extremely proud of the Theater Alliance and to have been a part in its early days, in its creation, and to be a continuing partner as it grows and just does more and more good things for the people of New Jersey. I can't underestimate the importance of the Arts Access Task Force under the umbrella of the Theater Alliance. And it's not just the services, impetus, assistance, and encouragement that the task force is giving to our entire field to make our programs accessible to persons with disabilities. It's the degree to which the theater community in particular has taken up that mantle of responsibility.
Certainly, I think attitudes have changed. There's much more interest in opening the doors of theaters and other facilities to people, and once they get in, to be willing and able to serve them appropriately. And that's been very much a part of the work of the Cultural Access Network and the Theater Alliance in general.
The impact of the Theater Alliance, as you say, goes beyond its member theaters, it goes beyond their audiences. I think it really does take in the whole citizenry of New Jersey, because this is really a pretty remarkable place to live when you think about culture. And we've always been a little bit in the shadow of the big guys on either side of us. But what I love is when my friends from New York and Philadelphia come visit me and we go to the theater and they're surprised. They go, wow. Yeah. And so I think that the Theater Alliance can claim a lot of the credit for that.
The whole idea was to get together and to find the strength in numbers.
If we were going to accomplish our goal of improving the identity of theater in the state and also raising more funds for theater, we had to hang together as a theater community.
The strength of the New Jersey Theater Alliance is not one particular person at any given time. The strength of the New Jersey Theater Alliance is the alliance itself.
Every time there's a good show in this state, it's good for every other theater. You know, good work breeds good work.
It makes you feel like the discipline that you're involved in has a richer meaning than one theater in one part of the state.
When one theater succeeds, we all succeed. Every theater's success is our success.
It's proof positive that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. When you can have an organization like the Theater Alliance showing how everyone can benefit from their collective work in this field.
Most people would think you would have to be a little crazy to go into the theater business. And you do. But knowing that we all have the New Jersey Theater Alliance on our side makes it all feel a little more sane.